Hey there everybody, my name is Heretoga, and welcome back to our short creative mode chisel series where we just chill and relax and design a Tile Wars game together. Okay, and we're currently working on the Sand Biome Deck, and I've done a bit more organising here, so I've placed down all the tiles and sets in this orientation. So this row here are the basic land tiles, and we have craters and hills on these. We also have similar tiles but with trees and bushes on, and then these ones just have bushes on them. And then this row here is water tiles like lakes and ponds. A few of them have bushes on them. So over here we have tiles that connect the grass and the sand together, and then we have the ocean and the sand pieces. This one has a river entrance, so you can connect the rivers onto these tiles. And there's a second variation of these four here on the side with bushes and trees on them. And outside we have the grass biome deck, which is a lot more varied. So we have some path tiles, river tiles, we have some tree tiles here. We've got 3 sets of tree tiles for the grass biome deck. We have some lakes and ponds, and we have the normal tile pieces that have hills, and the hills with the bushes on them. The odd tile does have a meteorite crater in them as well. And then this row here are floating land tiles, and then we have the tiles that can connect the ocean and the grass together. And I made 2 different variations of this line here with bald cypress trees on there and some bushes, and even some cattails and the odd Mediterranean cypress tree. Alright, so let's go back into the castle. Now I did design these water tiles off screen. I wasn't going to have any water body tiles for the Sand Biome deck, but I figured, well, as there are water bodies in the desert, I thought, what the heck, why not? But I have improved all these tiles a little bit by adding sandy gravel in patches, and at the base of the craters as well. I just think it makes them look better, so they're not so plain looking like the normal blank sand tile does. But in this episode we're going to make some mountains, because outside we do have mountains. Now I'm not going to make any floating island pieces for the Sand Biome deck like we've done with the grass deck. Instead we're going to have mountains like this, and a couple of the mountains are going to have like cave entrances, bits of water pouring out the side as well. We're going to use a mixture of these textures here: sand, granite, bauxite and dirt. Maybe the odd bush as well, like we see here. So yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty. Now I've added in the granite and the bauxite to the base tile, and then I just replicated that tile 4 more times. So we're set to go. And if you hear any banging, I do have a new cat now with me. She's a young cat as well. I think she's settled in very well, so she might jump around a bit. If you hear any banging, it's my cat Lily. Okay, so I'm just going to make a start. I'm going to make just some kind of random shape here, and then fix up the shape. Take it from there. Like I said, this is a nice chill episode. We're in creative mode, so we're not going to get harassed by eldritch horrors. We don't have to worry about hunger or temporal storms, because the time has also been paused. Now let's see how high we can go here. Let's just... Okay, so we can go pretty high with these. Alright. Okay, well I've got an idea. I'll leave that rod of sand there. Let's just work on the shape a little bit. Let's go like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another layer. Now, mountains aren't the easiest things to climb in Vintage Story. So why don't we have the first line here like 2 voxels tall, and then in the odd place we can just add like some patches of low voxels like so. Okay, now then let's work with the numbers. So we've got 2, now let's do 4. So the next row, I'm gonna have to do it like this. Yeah, the next row will have 4. Now this mountain might get a bit thin, but we'll see how we get on. Yeah, so you might notice a few more cuts and transitions in my future recordings to edit out my cat scratching my chair that I'm sat on and jumping on the table in front of me. Okay, so we got 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so let's go up 4. Okay, so we've gone up 4. I might have this particular mountain like taper down at an angle, so this butt end can be taller and then this end can be lower. So what I might do is just shave off a little bit here, have it like so. That looks more realistic. And then like we did around the bottom, I think on these bits I might just add like a few raised sections there like so. Don't want to go too berserk with it. There we go. Ooh, look at this section we've created here. Why don't I try and have some water pouring out of there? Yeah, do we have the water? We don't. So let's go and get the water block. Well, it's actually a blue glass slab. And then this one can have some water pouring out, like we saw a moment ago. Let's have it going into the ground a little bit like this. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I think that's okay. Right, moving on. Now then. Let's fill in this gap and then we can work from there, I think. Except for this butt end, we'll go around the edges. Like that. Okay. Now we did 4 before, so let's try 6. Working with the numbers. Okay. Let's do... Well, that's as high as we can go, isn't it? So we can get rid of that marker now. Might actually chop a bit off of there like that. I don't think that looks too bad. Okay, we can tidy this up a little bit though. Yes. Okay, it's all coming together now. All coming together. I think that looks fab. Okay, but we're missing something, aren't we? Because look at this. We need to add some bauxite into it and a little bit of granite. Yep. Goats enjoying the mountains. Oh my goodness, look at all the rabbits and chickens, damn. Oh, there's goats up there too, look. Yeah, I see there's a little cave entrance there, I can see. Anyway, let's go back in. So yeah, patch of granite, and then they seem to be mostly bauxite on the top. Do we do this though? Is that what we've got to do here? Oh, have we got a hole? No. I'm going to use the number 3 to add this bauxite, so if I chisel away 3 at a time from the top down, okay, and then this top bit has to all be bauxite, doesn't it? Probably add a little bit of dirt on the top. Let's change, make an exception to the rule in places, so okay. Now what we could do is transition the bauxite and the sand using bauxite gravel. So just one voxel of bauxite gravel wherever we can do it. There we go. Oh, is that one there? No? Yeah, I think that's okay. We need the dirt block, don't we? Let's get the dirt block. Yeah, we'll go with low fertility. Okay. Low fertility. We'll just add a few voxels of dirt on the top. I think that's okay. I don't want to go too ham with it. I think that's okay there. Maybe we could add a bit of fallen dirt there. Probably one there maybe. And then one there. We're sculpting. Okay, there we go. Now we could do a bit of granite in places here. There we go. Have a bit of granite there. There we go. Okay. And then these bits can be granite gravel. Like just little bits, maybe a little bit in the ground. Nice. Okay, that is just magic. Now I'm not going to add any hills onto this one, I don't think, but could add the odd bush because there are some bushes. I mean there's a massive bush up there, but like, you know what I mean? There's just the odd bush even around the mountains and the desert. So okay, now let's change the colour to the bush colour like that. There we go. I think that's our first mountain tile done. Yeah. Okay, so all of this came from the first shape that we did, and then we kind of went from there. So that's like a tall, thin, long mountain. So I think this one can be a bit chunkier maybe. So let's do a chunkier kind of pattern here, like something more round and bumpy shaped. Okay. We don't want any sharp right angle corners. There we go. I think that's a good shape. And we do want kind of like a long face, don't we, up here, because I want like a cave entrance in this one instead of a water outlet there. I think this one can have like a cave. So let's do the same rule. Bottom row, 2 voxels tall. Okay, now let's go around the edges like so. There we go. So now we need to go up 4 voxels, don't we? So each one of these needs 3 more voxels on top. Okay, now we forgot a stage, didn't we? A few patches around the bottom just to break up this look here. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. But then we've got the next layer as well, so... Think like sand. If that makes sense. Think like sand. There. Okay, that's a good shape. I think I'll go with that. That being said, I'll do a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Okay, now then, the next layer. Rinse and repeat. Now the next number is supposed to be 6, because we've done 2, then 4, so the next one should be 6. 8, 9. So we can go up 6, and we can go up 2 more. So why don't we just go up 6 first, and then work on the shape from there. Okay, so now we do want our cave entrance over here, but this is quite the blank wall here, so let's build it up like that a little bit, and then this corner needs sorting. Maybe we could have some hanging corners here, upside down. Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's great. Yeah, I think that's good. I might chop off this corner a little bit here. There we go. Now we need a layer of dirt, but we can't do the dirt yet. We'll do the dirt last. But we need to add bauxite next, and granite. But more bauxite than granite, but I might do this a little bit different. Let's do the same rule as we did before. Down 3. Okay, now this definitely needs tidying up a bit. Oh. Zoom mod. Okay. Sort this out a little bit here. Yeah, see there's a line. I don't want this horizontal line. Okay. Okay, right, where's the gravel? Just gonna do one. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think that's okay. This here looks too bauxite-y, so what I'm going to do here is change this over to granite. What have I done here? There we go. Okay, now let's get the gravel. Try and tidy this up a little bit more. There we go. There. Alright. Okay, now we can get the dirt out. Let's add it in. That would help. Go all the way around. Like so. There we go. Let's add a few dropped pieces of dirt, like they've fallen off the top and landed on top of some of these bits here, like so. Not too many though. I think that looks good like that. But now we can make the cave entrance. So let's think about the shape here. Something like that. Yeah. Okay, we need a texture for this though. Let's go with basalt. Yeah, we'll get basalt rock. I'm just going to add this in. Okay, this is going to be a bit tricky. There we go. I think that's okay. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. It's the first cave, so if it doesn't look right, I can just change it if needs be. Yeah, I think that's good though. Okay, now let's add a couple of bushes. Now we did see some on the mountain side, so we'll have some on that side. Can we put one on the top? Yeah, let's put one on the top. So can't go any higher. Just have the odd one there. Now let's change the colour and then take a look what we've got here. Yeah, I think that's a good looking tile. It's a tall mountain. It's got different like stone textures in it, like the ones we saw outside. It's got some bushes, nice patch of land on the top, and a cave in the side. I think it looks okay for now. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. But we've got two now. It'd be nice to have a few more, but let's take a look at some of the shapes of these mountains out here. Because we can get some kind of inspiration. I mean, look at these. They're not as tall though, but got some tall thin ones. Goes into crevices like this. I like this gap here. And this granite goes up the walls underneath the top of this tower mountain, and it's even on the floor as well. So I do like this gap, but it's kind of between two tall mountain sections here. It's almost like an arch. I think like the next one could be that kind of shape. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one then. Where's the castle? There it is. Alright, now let's get these on the floor out of the way. Like that. There we go. Okay. So we want two sort of like circle bumpy shapes. And it's got to form like some kind of an arch. It might have a wide one and then like a smaller one. Okay. Let's see where this goes then. We'll work with the shape we got. Yeah, I don't like that right angle. Go. I think that's okay for the shape. It'd be nice to have like a flat wall on this side. Okay. Not liking how close it is to the edge there, so let's just fill in the edges there a little bit. Yeah, see this shape isn't good, I don't think. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, let's double up the bottom layer here. Who's making all that noise? It's you, isn't it? Shut up. The heck? Now, where is it? Here it is. Okay, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do here with this, go around the tops again. And then go around that. Same with this one. Now then, go underneath. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, and walk around it. 1. And the same with this. There we go. Okay, well, it's a shape, right? Now let's fix the bottom. Yeah, that one's okay now. Boom. Okay, I think that's good. And then I might chisel off these. Actually chisel off that bit too. Like that. That looks super dangerous. Yeah, I think that shape is good. Yeah, I think that's a good shape. Wow. Now, let's get the granite out. Now we want granite on the floor, like we saw over there. Underneath this archway, and then we've got to do the walls. Oh man, this is tricky. This is tricky. Well, like I always say, you only have to do it once. Just get it right that one time, and you never have to do it again. Yeah. Okay. Now then, what about this bit? Let's do this bit too. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good. Now we could get the bauxite out next. Nice and chill. It's hard to get in the right position sometimes. There we are. Then all of this here, this can all be bauxite. There we go, and if we get the bauxite gravel out now, I can just do the rest of this like that. There's one here, Probably that last one can be gravel. And then these two can be gravel. Probably do that one as well, like it's falling off onto the ground there. There's a bit there as well. Like that. Get the granite gravel out, because there's a bit there. I could have it falling down like so. Okay, now then, let's get the dirt out then. Go, and then probably these bits here. Bit falling there and there and there. Not much dirt over here, so let's do something like that. There we go. Probably change that one to grass. And then yeah, alright. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. One final thing, let's do the bushes. We'll have a big bush there. And then this side we can have a small one there, maybe a small one there. Don't want to add too many. Might be a little bit tricky to see, but if you're playing this game in good lighting, like outside in the day or something, you'll be able to see these colours a lot better. Could even add a bush on the top. Right. Maybe there. No, let's put it there. There we go. Alright, there we go. We've got another one. All because we took the time to go and survey the land outside just to get some inspiration. We've got a little bit missing there. There we go. And we managed to create a little version of something like we saw outside. In fact, we did that with these 3 tiles, and we got 3 tiles out of it. One's got a cave, which is nice. Another one's got water pouring out the side. We've got an arch here. Yeah, I think that's great. Alright, well, I'm going to do the last 2 in my own time off screen. And then I think once those 2 are done, we've got all the desert pieces that we need. And then we can either move on to a different biome or just leave the deck with grass, sand and grass, and then start figuring out the rules, because I've placed some signs on the wall which label the different things you get points for. So you'll get, like, it's always 1 point. So I'm just kind of working on the rules, but in the next episode maybe we can start working on the rules and figuring out how to actually play this. So yeah, I think I'll leave it here, and then next time we'll do some rule cracking and get this figured out. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, guys. And if you have, be sure to like, share, comment and subscribe, which I always appreciate when you do. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Alrighty, until then, goodbye.